I'm about to begin an Opus Magnum adventure, and I'm going to click to continue. Now this, as you can see down the bottom left hand corner, is a Zachtronics game. If you don't know, Zachtronics made a bunch of other games. I'm just going to click off screen because I'm going to read what they were called. Infinifactory, SpaceChem, Shenzhen.io, and TIS 100. Now, the one that I played before is SpaceChem, and this is a bit like SpaceChem. Now I'm just going to click on my recording software. And I'll show you what it is, but I'm going to try to describe it. It's essentially a sort of engineering puzzle. With SpaceChem, you were putting molecules together to create bigger things, and this is the same but with alchemy, essentially. So the transmutation lab rules, and this is the prologue, the transmutation engine, which I will write down at some point. Anyway, so transmutation lab rules. Access is restricted to graduate level alchemy engineering students and faculty only. Any exception must be approved by the Chancellor. Keep your student alchemist permit and sigil with you at all times while in the lab. No food or drink is permitted in the lab. Do not sit or lean on transmutation engines or their related components. Please keep the area clean for everyone else. That means you. Anatius? Oh, Anatius. More like Anautius, because you keep the area dirty when it's supposed to be clean. Anyway, that was the lab rules. So here's the first lesson, which is introduction. So we've got a bit of a story. It's going to be shown here. This is Henry Servin. You can see right there. He says, "I'm amazed you put off learning how to use the transmutation engine for this long. I was concentrating on working by hand." Oh, I'm Anatius, or at least that person is, and I assume the main character. Anatius Vata. I was concentrating on working by hand. You know that. Anatius, we're about to graduate. I know. That's why I need you to summarize this for me as fast as you can. I'm going to solve this puzzle to continue. So histograms and leaderboards are not available for tutorial puzzles. So, new solution 1. 8 parts. So, how do I start? Oh, there we go. So these are reagents. They're the input materials for doing alchemy. I don't know what the hell it's pointing at. I know what reagents are because I've actually seen an episode of some. So that's a reagent there. Elemental fire. It doesn't seem to be pointing at anything. This is a product. Your job, that right there, is the product, which is what I'm trying to make. Your job as an alchemist is to build machines, to combine reagents into useful products. Okay, that could have been slightly clearer, I'm going to be honest. So, to complete a puzzle, build all the products. Press the play button below. Start the transmutation engine. This is the instruction tray. Instructions tell the machine parts what to do. So I'm going to try and see if I can make that a little bit clearer. So I'm going to put a bunch of stuff on the screen, and then I'm going to build some engineering that moves into place. I glue them together, I move the direction, and then I say, it's done. So hopefully that makes sense. So yes. That's good. I recognise all those elements. How do I get off the screen? Is there something missing from this screen? I genuinely can't tell. Right. This screen's going to become important to me at some point. I feel like there is actually something missing from this screen, by the way. So, these are the starter ingredients. Fire, air, water, and earth. And I know if I do something to it, it turns into salt. And then Mors and Vitae. So it actually says here, common alchemical primes and their transmutations. Everything around us is made from combinations of a small number of underlying elements. By studying these elements and their transmutations, the alchemist learns to understand the workings of the universe itself. Amadeus 11. So you can see these symbols. They're going to come in handy later. I'll learn them later as well. So, show ghost atoms. I don't know what that means. So, can I press play? I can. You can see it's doing the machinery for me. That's what it's built. You can see it's grabbing that, putting it there, grabbing the second one, putting it there, gluing them together, and at the same time it's grabbing that, putting it through that, turning it into salt. Now apparently I successfully learnt how to do that. I'm going to be honest, I thought that was a little bit confusing. Understand so far? Of course, I knew this part was easy. That's why I never worried about it. I count as you as a friend, Ignatius, but sometimes you carry your genius alchemist act a little too far. Act? Right, so that was lesson introduction. And I'm thinking I'll have this as an episode 0. And I'll just call these lessons. Okay, introduction. Arms. Let's do all the lessons in one video rather than have like 8 different videos. If it's not going to let me play. So let's take the first and most important part, the arm. I understand. What's next? Wait, don't rush ahead. Let me go through the material. Need to see this. Right, so place an arm below, setting the rotation and length so the gripper is over the reagent. And add the instruction tray below to make it pick up the reagent and move it to the product output. Okay. These are my reagents. What is it? No. It's not my mechanism. So I place that there. I may stretch that out. You can see I can put it in any position I like. In that start. I'm going to put it there though, because that's what it wants. So if I press play. All it really wants is it wants 6 things in there. I'm going to press stop there. So I want that to rotate. I want that to pick up. I don't know if that's automatic pick up. What do I have? That's drop. That's grab. So it grabs. Then it turns. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't actually matter. 1, 2, 3. Then it's going to drop. And then I want it to turn 3 more times, don't I? And then I'll repeat. So press play. Right, made a slight mistake. That's the one I'm grabbing, that's where I'm dropping. So, put that there, put that there. Move these all to the left. Again, that's really sodding useful, thank you game for letting me do that. And then I'm going to... No, I don't need to do that, I'll do it by itself. Now I press play. I'm going to grab that. I'm just going to put it underneath. There we go. Successfully learned that lesson. Right, so arms pick up and move elemental proxies around the surface of the transmutation engine. Right, and you control their behaviour. With instructions, yes, of course. Of course! So, pivots. Pivots. I'm just typing it in so I don't have to type it in later. It's Prologue, so if I really want to cut up Prologue, I can. In some cases, you want an arm to rotate what it's gripping. You mean as opposed to the arm itself rotating? That's right. In those cases, you'll use pivot instructions. Okay. So, it wants me to do this. Then it wants me to grab that. Okay. To place an arm below, then I add the instructions to make it pick up the reagent and move it to the product output. So I want to put that there. So if I go anti-clockwise once with it, hang on, first things first, it needs to grab. So, which one's grab? That is grab. There are hotkeys, which I'm sure I'll learn eventually. It's going to grab that. I want to go anti-clockwise with the arm. With the arm. Yep. It's going to place it there. However, I press play. It's facing the wrong way because it's turned. So, I'm going to want it to pivot once. Then I'm going to want it to drop. Then I'm going to want the arm to go back to where it started. And, oh look, it's exactly the same. I see now. Let's see what it did. Let's pray. Nope, I made a mistake there. I pivoted the wrong way. Oh, it really was supposed to be identical. There we go. I honestly didn't realise they were supposed to be identical. I bet it was like after the first level as well. Let's drink some tea and continue. All very straightforward and simple. And how nice is that this is so easy for you. Why, how long did it take you to learn all this? Let's just keep going. So we have pistons. Pistons! See, I've watched a video of someone playing the start of this, so I actually know all this already. Although I've not dragged around. So a piston arm is a special kind of arm that can extend and retract. And presumably there are instructions that control the pistons. That's right, I'll demonstrate. So, place a piston arm below, then add the instructions to make it pick up the reagent and move it to the product output. So I'm going to try and not look at that. So, here is my piston. I'm going to want to grab that. But you notice, the piston can go in and out, see? So if I turn it, it's going to be too far. So, the reset instruction will make an arm drop any held items and reset its initial position. This lesson drop instruction is disabled. You must reset instead. Okay, I see. So, I pick up. If I need any help, I'll look at these ones, but I think I'll be fine. I will. Instruction. Oh yeah, everything says instruction. Yeah. That's extend. Okay, so I want to grab, retract, and I want to turn clockwise. Then I want to reset. Let's play. Right, let's stop. I need another turning in there. Now let's. There we go. Lovely. I see. Piston arms can reach areas you can't with a normal arm. That's what makes them so useful. They cost a little more than regular arms, though. See, I've not seen the economy yet. And I can use the reset instruction to make an arm return to its initial state from wherever that is convenient. Just remember the reset instruction takes the same amount of time it would take to issue those individual instructions. Well, yes, of course it will. Of course. Tracks. What's next? Next we have tracks, which are like paths you can place on the board. It's easier to show you. Right, there you go, you can see them right there. Create a track between the reagent and the product. Place an arm on the track, and add the instructions to make it pick up the reagent and move it to the product out. So, I can grab... Oh, it has to be there. Why would I... So I'll start it here and extend it backward. Okay, that makes sense. So you can see the plus and minus. It's not told me about this, but I'm going to take. So I grab. So with the arm, I'm grabbing that. I'm going to put 2 minuses down. I'm drinking tea, so I'm not loading the clock. 2 minuses. Then I want to turn clockwise. Or is it pivot? No, it's turn. Or rotate. And then I'm going to want to reset. Is that enough? No, it's not. Then I'm going to reset. There we go. Lovely. It's a bit of a waste. Not even using the bottom. That was Drax. Pretty quick. So, I see, when you place an arm on a track, the arm can move forward or backwards along the path. Tracks can be quite powerful, but I'm still learning how to use them effectively in my designs. Could you put multiple arms onto a single track? I think so. I never thought to try that. I'll have to experiment later. So, we've got through transmutation. Right. Transmutation. I don't think I'm going to put all these down in the title. So, to perform transmutation, we use glyphs. For example, say I want to calcify an element. I want to calcify an element. You'd place a glyph of calcification on the board and move the element you want to calcify over it. Ignatius. I mean, yes, that's correct, but at least let me go through the explanation first. I got all the explanation I needed. Right, so this is the calcification element. The glyph of calcification transmutes any of the 4 cardinal elements, air, fire, water, and earth, into a neutral salt. So use a piston arm and a glyph of calcification to turn the reagent and a fire atom into the product, a salt atom, and move it to the product output. So I want to put salt in there. Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty simple. So I grab the element and retract once. Oops. Grab the element, retract once. That will automatically calcify it. Then I'm going to rotate clockwise. And then I'm going to reset. That's all it should use. So if I press play, there we go. You can see it working there as well. Lovely. It's quite fast, this glyph. Yes, welcome to modern alchemical engineering. How many transmutations are available as glyphs? Most of the common ones so far. There's ongoing research to develop more, which you would know about if you paid any attention to the recent developments in your field. Ooh. Bonding. Is that what I'm doing with my friend? Bonding. Right. So bonding is this. So I think the main difference between this game and SpaceChem is, I think SpaceChem was, I don't think it was hexagonal. I can't actually remember. I'm gonna look it up. Space. That says spich. I'm not sure why I did that. Space. Oh, it's on. SpaceChem. Yeah, SpaceChem is on squares, and SpaceChem has actual real life, like hydrogen is H2O, and it has real life. I can't remember what they're called now. chemicals. Like, they're chemicals, aren't they? And you're putting them together, whereas this uses made-up ones and it's on a hexagonal grid, and I think it's very clever. It seems to be very clever. I will learn more. Bonding. So this must be the glyph of bonding. It is. To use it, actually, why don't you show me how it works? Seems that's the way things are going here. Very well. So yes, bonding exists in the other one, so you can see they're sort of glued together. What, to use two arms and the glyph of bonding to bond two salt atoms together and move them to the product output. So, again, by making it alchemical, you're not forced to make real chemicals. It is really the natural evolution of the idea. So, place this down and turn it so it's picking up these salts. I'm going to tell them both to grab. 3 and 4. So, what 3 is going to do, that's a glyph of bonding. The glyph of bonding creates a bond between two atoms, after which they move as a group. So, I want what? 3 is going to go anti-clockwise, counterclockwise, whatever. Just that direction. I was going to go that direction. What happens? Well, it's going to keep spinning, isn't it? And I'm going to tell them both to drop. Will that automatically bond? I honestly have no idea. So let's pretend it does. I'm going to tell that to reset. I'm going to pick it up again. Continue on in the same direction. Right. We're on 3. So now it's facing the wrong way, so I need it to pivot back onto the track, and then drop. I don't need to drop it, I can just reset this one. So if I press play, lovely. Right, I want to press continue editing. Right, I had a concern, which is I don't know if I need to drop or not. So if I look at their instructions doesn't seem to be as long as mine. I can't see. So let's turn to menu. The transmutation engine makes our chemical engineering far simpler. You could have been using it the whole time. But I'm glad I did things the hard way for so long. Hope you're not like this in real life, Ignatius. This is real life. So I'm just going to go into bonding again. Right. I'm glad... there we go. So I'm just going to look at 1. So what 1 does is it goes 1, 2, resets. They don't drop. What does 2 do? Yeah, okay. I'm going to remove the grab. I'm going to remove the drop instructions and the pick up instructions. And play it again. There we go. Doesn't need to be dropped. It responds. Right. So finally, stabilized water. Okay, stabilized water isn't a lesson. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you go. So just to say that I've been John Fox and John West. I've been having a Opus Magnum adventure. Yeah, I remember the name of the game. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.